Welcome to FYIVT, your inside source for news and in-depth analysis on what's really happening in Vermont. We want to start by saying thank you to all our listeners and supporters. Your continued encouragement fuels our mission to dig deeper and bring light to critical issues that shape our communities. We couldn't do this without you. Today, we're diving into our article titled, Vermont's Climate Contradictions. Vermont's legislature is often hailed as a national leader on climate action, enacting stringent policies and asking residents to make significant sacrifices to curb greenhouse gas emissions. But let's pause for a moment. Do their actions reflect this supposed urgency? If the climate emergency is as dire as they claim, you'd expect them to model radical change, right? Instead, there's a glaring disconnect between their words and their deeds. Legislators demand action, yet they've made no effort to shift their in-person sessions, even during the coldest months. Imagine the energy required to heat the State House while everyone commutes back and forth. Wouldn't transitioning to remote work during winter make sense? Not just symbolically, but practically. It would cut emissions and save energy. Yet here we are with business as usual in Montpelier. Why ask Vermonters to make sacrifices when they won't even take such simple steps themselves? And the timing of their sessions? Also untouched. Holding legislative meetings during warmer months could reduce energy consumption, yet this isn't on the table either. These oversights raise an obvious question. Are they truly committed to fighting climate change, or is this more about appearances than action? Here's an idea. If they're serious, let's hold them accountable. Imagine if every legislator had to undergo a public audit of their carbon footprint and financial capacity. Let the voters see how much energy their homes consume, how often they fly or drive gas guzzlers. This isn't just a matter of accountability. It's about trust. If they're asking working Vermonters to carry the burden of climate policies, shouldn't they be willing to lead by example? Or does their private behavior betray their public proclamations? Take Vermont's ski industry. It's a cornerstone of the state's economy, but also a major carbon emitter. Resorts depend heavily on energy-intensive snowmaking, which grows more necessary as winters become less reliable. These same lawmakers, who target ordinary residents with carbon taxes and stricter regulations, rarely take aim at the ski industry. Why? Could it be that regulating this high-profile industry might upset some of their wealthier, more influential constituencies? Sure, some resorts are making small strides, solar panels here, electric snowmaking systems there. But let's be honest, these are band-aids on a much larger issue. Ski tourism involves massive emissions from travel, too. How many skiers drive up from Boston or New York each winter? How many flights land in Burlington for this seasonal luxury? Yet, the legislature turns a blind eye. Are they unwilling to address this industry because it's simply too big to fail? Or what about Ben & Jerry's, Vermont's iconic ice cream brand? It prides itself on being environmentally conscious, yet the reality tells a different story. Think about the emissions from burning fossil fuels to transport tubs of ice cream across the globe. This is a sugar-laden luxury, not an essential good. Can shipping dessert to every corner of the planet really be called sustainable? Despite their green branding, Ben & Jerry's global distribution network contributes significantly to their carbon footprint. Vermonters are told climate change demands sacrifice. So why aren't industries like this asked to rethink their operations? Shouldn't we focus on sustainable, locally consumed products rather than exporting luxuries? Or is it easier to target average citizens while giving corporations a free pass? To be clear, this isn't about vilifying the ski industry or Ben & Jerry's. These businesses are vital to Vermont's economy. But if climate change is truly the emergency lawmakers claim, the response should match the rhetoric across all sectors, not just among the working class. So what does all this tell us? The climate policies coming out of Montpelier seem to prioritize optics over impact. Vermonters are asked to shoulder more taxes, stricter regulations, and rising costs of living, while the industries and legislators behind these policies escape the same scrutiny. Why should working families absorb the burden when the people pushing these rules fail to walk their own talk? If lawmakers want Vermonters to take the climate crisis seriously, they need to start acting with the urgency they claim it demands. Otherwise, they need to stop using fear-based rhetoric to scare the citizenry while dodging substantive reforms themselves. It's a simple equation. If the crisis is real, lead by example. If it's not, stop trying to squeeze every last dollar out of those who can least afford it. In the end, a public audit of legislators' carbon footprints and financial capacities would provide the transparency Vermonters deserve. Let the people see who's truly committed to this cause and who's just riding the wave of political posturing. If their actions suggest that they don't even personally perceive the crisis as urgent, why should the rest of us? The gap between Vermont's climate rhetoric and reality isn't just frustrating, it's revealing. And it's time for Vermonters to demand better. Freedom is the foundation of prosperity. Stay informed, stay vocal, and most importantly, stay free. Thank you for listening to this episode of FYIVT. To read the full article and explore more on what's happening in Vermont and how the state works, visit us at FYIVT.com. We appreciate your support and look forward to continuing to bring you important perspectives on Vermont's most pressing issues. Until next time.